A $70 game sells 1 million copies. That's $70 million in revenue. The studio sees almost none of it. Here's what most people believe. Game publishers make money by selling games. You buy a copy for $60 or $70, they pocket the cash, everyone goes home. Simple, logical, and here's the trick. It's only a sliver of the actual picture. The real money machine has 3 gears and the first one barely turns anymore. When you buy a physical or digital copy, the studio doesn't see that full $70. Retailers take a cut, sometimes 30 to 40%. Then distribution, licensing, and platform fees chip away another 15 to 20. What's left gets split between the publisher, the developer, and marketing. A blockbuster title might net the studio $20 per unit sold. That's the margin they actually work with. But the second gear is where the real revenue lies. In-app purchases and battle passes. A free-to-play game like Fortnite or Valorant costs nothing to download. The money comes from cosmetics, skins, emotes, weapon wraps that cost $5 to $20 each. A single player spending $60 a month on cosmetics generates more lifetime value than someone who bought the game once and never spent again. The genius part, these purchases feel optional. They don't change gameplay, so regulators have mostly left them alone. A studio might generate 70% of its annual revenue from 10% of its player base, the whales willing to spend hundreds. The rest play free and subsidize nothing. This is where the cash flow actually concentrates. The third gear is subscription services. Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, ePlay. A publisher licenses a game to a platform for a flat fee or revenue share. Thousands of subscribers get access, but the studio sees a predictable, smaller payment per player than a direct sale. The trade-off is volume and discoverability. One subscription service can be worth millions in guaranteed revenue, even if each individual user generates less. So here's where the money actually goes. A studio's revenue is now a blend, 30% from traditional sales, 50% from in-app purchases and cosmetics, and 20% from subscriptions and licensing deals. The ratios shift by genre and platform, but the pattern is constant. The old model, make a game, sell copies, move on, is nearly extinct. This shift changed everything about how games are designed. A title needs live content updates, seasonal battle passes, and cosmetic drops to stay profitable. It needs to keep players engaged for years, not weeks. Games became services, and that service model, recurring, subscription-like, monetized through small frequent transactions, is why studios now operate like software companies, not like traditional publishers. Understanding where the money flows reveals why games feel the way they do now. The economics demand engagement, retention, and recurring spending. That's not a conspiracy. That's a cash line. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to see how the economics actually shape the industries you interact with every day. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.